This is episode number.
Hey Roger, can you help?
Watch it, episode what, number 4?
94.
Huh?
94.
Okay. All right.
Roger, can you take a couple of these?
Huh?
Let me have Roger help. Roger's going to help you. Or just take, yeah.
Okay, ready? Okay, hi, welcome. This is episode 94, and today this is kind of a conclusion of what we have several weeks of Paphiopedilum, and I kind of saved this for one session just on repotting, so that way I can give more time on the previous week for other culture information. So, how many of you have never done repotting Paphiopedilum before? Any other type? Anybody? Okay. The Paphiopedilum, or the lady zipper, is actually very, very distinct. I'm going to try to show people the root. Okay. This is a very rare and expensive Paphiopedilum sanderiana, and this is about 4 years old. This is the one that with the longest petal. Okay. This is the perfect example of. I pulled this one. I was late coming in here to show you. I think this is what happened is over potted. Okay, so you see here, there's not, this is all the root I have, probably from last year. So this is the perfect example is bigger is not better, okay? The amount, you probably only put out one good root system here. So, and this is why at my, I never sell orchid by the pot size. We sell it by the maturity. So this will be almost like seeding size. And even though seeding size still 4 years old, because pot size can be very misleading. And this is a perfect example of overpotted. Okay, so maturity is what is really count in orchid, and less is more. So when you repot any of your lady zipper, okay, whether it's a multi-floor, species, complex, or the multi type, okay, you want to make sure you have a good, really a good fine mix, and this is what I use. We actually been using this. This is the mix that we've been using for the last 20 years. Okay, we started with a very good Oregon Douglas fir bark, and we only buy them. Okay, we only buy them from the mill that we have a contract with, only in the summertime. Okay, the reason being because most people, if you go carry the orchid bark, that you go to garden center, for example, in March. They let it because springtime is their busiest season. You go there in March, guess what? The bark in the bag has been bagged from last fall, and all this winter time, they've been sitting there in Pacific Northwest. You know how dark, how raining, how wet Oregon is. So this is why a lot of time you have to make sure you know how to process, or sometimes a lot of the bark quality is not as good as before. So that's different story. But when we do our own bark, we always buy them from a mill, a very nice mill from Oregon, and we only buy them, and we don't buy them by the truckload. Yes, but we always ask them to put it in individual bag. We pay more money for it. That way, they're not in the big dumpster. I've seen people would have a big dumpster and they put it in the yard, and then they scoop it up. That's very dirty. So all the bark come in for our own usage. Always in the bag. They come in, they only harvest in the middle of summer. Like for example, we are getting another truckload of Oregon Douglas pine bark in August, when everything else is dry and bark is firm at the time. So you always start with, or you can make your own, but what we do is we have about 10% of the big chunky perlite. I also have now incorporated the Turkey lime pumice. This is actually imported from Turkey, and this is what I use in Japan for amazing for their Neophanesia. This mix is actually very good for Neophanesia or any of your species. This pumice from Turkey is amazing. When I was in Japan, that's a lot of times, some depending on the area, sometimes that's what they use. And you can put this pumice rock from Turkey in, put it in the water. They're actually not going to sink. They're actually going to float on the top. They don't absorb water, so that's why they can float on the top. And so that gives a lot of core space for it. So this is a very rare Paphiopedilum sanderiana. So obviously this is a perfect case of overpotted, and the mix is too wet. So I usually start with 2 buckets of water. Okay, this bucket of water is what we call the Physan bucket. Okay, so according to your ratio, this is disinfect. You can actually use it to, I use it for disinfect plant in between. I use a tablespoon. Okay, when we use on our orchid, we use a teaspoon, but for disinfestation, because I'm going to do multiple plants, so I'm using a tablespoon per gallon. Okay, so what I usually do is I will have a Physan solution, because I want to disinfect the whole plant, especially the root area. Obviously you do, so now you can see they're much more clean. Okay, then I have another bucket of water here. This is my Physan, this is my Mega Dry. Okay, so Mega Dry, 3 ounces per gallon of water. Okay, so after I disinfect, this is a tiny little detail that actually is very essential to help everybody else. Disinfect, kind of rinse everything out. You do not want to have any of the all pathogen or decomposed mold coming to your fresh mix. Then I'm going to let it soak in the Mega Dry. This is the Mega Dry. If you don't have it, Mega Dry, yes, Mega Dry is wonderful for soaking and for watering. It's more expensive this way, but if you have a lot of collection, they actually work very well as a foliar spray. But when you're repotting them, this is a good time to soak. Now the whole plant now has soaked them with. Okay, so I'm not going to go back to the same size of pot. The old bark, you can actually use it for your garden, for compost. And then I usually have about 4 or 5 different size. For this one here, for example, they do not have a lot of it. I love this, what we call the rose pot. In our business, we call rose pot or the liner. I like the liner pot because the physics, it's also because of physics, the gravity, the water drain off much faster, and because this is Paphiopedilum sanderiana or the multi-floor, they tend to have a deeper root system. So I'm actually going to downsize it. Okay, downside to smaller pot like right now, because they're actually very similar to the bark, the moss. Less is more. Okay, so the one with the bark is actually, you don't want to force too hard on them. You tape it down, and I do a finger that very similar to with the moss. I do a little press, but never in the center. Press at the four corner here. Okay. Now, if you can take this out and nothing fall down there, then you're okay. By a little bit of pressing, I also give them a good about 2 inches here. So that way when you water the plant, do the watering, the water can saturate here and then slowly penetrating down there. And you also notice that I have pre-moist the bark mix. Okay, you never. Some people we never like to do it on the dry mix. The reason we always do repotting on the dry bark mix, or when we do the moss, or pre-moist. Okay, after you finish this, okay, that's what the difference between our nursery and some other method is. Once they're pre-moist like this, you don't have to water them. Okay, that's why then we usually put it in the designated area, and then we do not water for minimum 7 days. Okay, and that's okay because the bark is already moist. If you repotting on the dry mix, the dry bark mix, you have to water them. And the trouble with that is, when we're repotting them, we have some physical damage possible on the leaf tissue, the root hair. More water you give it to them at the root area, more possible of disease infection at the root. So it's more critical on leave it on the dry side, and this is very, very critical. Okay, you're not going to learn it from the book. Okay, but this is what the experience count. Okay. Okay, so okay, Centuriana. Make sure we put the label back in. The label is essential. Okay, so this is why I want to do one print at a time. Try not to do this bare root everything, and you have a chance of label got mixed up. Okay, so we always do one print at a time, and then once they put back in, there's in the area. How are we doing so far? Okay, I went and scout the nursery. Okay, let's talk about this one here. Repot or not repot? Survey, please. What do you think?
No.
Business major.
Let me see.
Okay, repot or not repot?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Okay, I say yes. Okay, first of all, there's something wrong with the root system. Okay, the root is not picking up water, so plant is telling you something. Because the root system, I don't even have to take it out. I know the root system is not good because they're not picking up the water. Okay, so the plant is kind of sickness. Okay, it's dropping. Okay, plant cannot talk, but they show it to you. Okay, a healthy, a good root system should be like this. They should be perky and up. So this is a perfect example. Oh, this is Hero Black Eagle. Let me see this one here. Jonathan. Okay. Different hybrid. Memorize. Okay. And this is why the flower is so small on this one here. I'm going to do the impossible. Most of you will try to let them flower. And I say no, because the plant is so stressed already. Go ahead and use it for cut flower. Here you go, for Nicole. Okay. Because if you leave the flower on, the orchid are not as, they're very stubborn. All the energy is gonna put on to support the flower, because the flower is gonna last for 2-3 months for you. That's not good. And because right now the plant already stressed, and the reason we can repot it right now, because remember all my rule, always have a new shoot. I don't care what kind of orchid, Cattleya, Cymbidium. Once they have a new growth right now, they're also ready to into a vegetative stage. This is the perfect stage for repot. Okay. Okay. Pot. Yep. See, I see a lot of rotted root. You see here? Okay. Now, before I even put it in my Physan solution, you always frame the tool. Okay. You always want to get a good stainless tool and get multiple, because that way you can set one side aside. So you want to make sure you trim off, see, any bad root. See, when you push the root, it's soft. You know that there's not, if you touch the root, it's firm, like this is firm, okay? And they still have good root hair here. Anything like this is dead. If you don't trim them off, they will be decomposed into the new mix. You see the top here? The top always the dirtiest, the oldest one. This is where all the salt might build up from here, okay? Do more cleaning. And also the bottom root here, bottom two leaf here. Okay, I'm not gonna cut it until later, okay, because I do not pull them out right now, because I do not want to create a wound yet. Okay, so I'm gonna let soak in my Physan bucket. Now, because this one have a bad root, I have some rotted root system. It's okay. And you submerge. Make sure you give it a good 1-inch rinse. Okay. Then do the Physan. We do the mega dry. Okay. This way, mega dry, the whole plant is actually all got covered with mega dry solution here. Okay. Then there's another trick that I will use, because this is have a lot of problem here, and you know the multi-floor is a slow grower. Okay. Do you know where they are? Okay. Somebody took my 2-in-1. Okay. Okay, if you have the 2-in-1 Kiki paste, okay? That's okay. I got it. This is why I need an assistant. I think we gave all the Kiki paste for the shipping. Okay. Here you go. Okay. Pretend I have a Kiki paste here. Okay. What you do is, you see all the area we the base here. The 2-in-1 Kiki paste that I created is actually more than just Kiki paste. It has the natural kinetin from the corn. They're not synthetic, okay? So they're not forcing, they will not damage your root system. It's a synthetic kinetin that we contract, and they actually good, and we make it one step even further. We get it from organic, non-GMO corn, okay? So kinetin is there's a natural from the corn. This is why corn grows so fast and a good root system. So what you want to do is any of this, the center here, this is the base, this is where the base, where the root all come from. Grab a big chunk of Kiki paste and put it in the center here. Okay, put it in the center here. This is where all the root, this is where the new root will come out. So put the Kiki paste here, because this is a multi-floor like this. A healthy one will be like this. You see here? But they are really stressed, but they do not have a lot of root to come out. Okay, so put some Kiki paste there. And for myself, I actually like to use clay pot. We don't do clay pot for the mail order because obviously clay pot in shipping they could damage. But this is a very nice one that I actually part of I would not mind to go on for next year, because can we show the flower again? Okay, it's only 2 flowers, but it have everything very desirable for what I call the winter. Okay, so this year, this is the one that next year when they have recover, established, will be Jamie Park grab it for the jumper. Look at the color. When they are healthy and with good root system, the size will be like this, and amazing dark color. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this one. Grow this one for myself. Obviously, I'm not gonna sell them because really stress. So I don't have a lot of root here, so obviously I'm not gonna grow them, put it in the deep, long pot like this, even though they drain better. So remember, less is more. You always do it depending on how much root ball you have. Okay, pretend, I don't care. Don't think that, oh, I'm gonna have a big enough pot, I don't have to repot for the next 5 years. No, when you have the pot this big for the next 5 years, the one thing, well, that's the easiest way and fastest way to kill the plant, because the bark will never dry out. Okay, or they might have to put a root system trying to fill out the pot. So the pot, the bark will dry out, and then you have a disproportion of the vegetative growth and the root. So right now, I'm actually going to use a clay pot. Okay. And for those, I save, remember the frosted peanut you get from me? Okay. Put a small layer of them, because again, we don't have a lot of a pot here, and you can tell I don't do this every day, repotting them. Okay. This is a little trick I do, because what I want to do is, I do not want to put it in there and when you repot it and the root becomes smashed in the center. So I try to build, I want to get this open. So I'm going to put it, create a mound here, okay? See, that way the root is not smashed in the center. That's also a one way more difficult for the root to establish themselves. So that way the plant nest, the root is actually just like they had before, all on the center, all on, around the corner. Okay, so this is the new growth here. Okay, then I want to make sure that leave enough space here. put a finger, put a pencil here. Now the idea is do not put too much pressure, because you don't want order to go into center and all smash together. Then I'm gonna put in some light pressure only from the side. 4-finger. Okay. Nope, not good. Okay. So well, actually, with the clay pot too heavy. So I think this is enough. Let's make sure that when you shake that the whole plant is not shaking. So, perfect. Again, the bark is pre-moist. Then you do not have to do any watering. Okay, just put, this is why we put all the one at our nursery, we put all the one repotted in a separate greenhouse. Okay, that's the area we call it recovery room. That is, the light is reduced and humidity increase. So that way the plants are not stressed, because when they are stressed like this already, or do not have good root system or repotting them, they're going to use a lot. If you put it in the area, the worst you can do is put it next to a fan and just constantly blow it in their face. Okay, they're going to lose even more water. So put it in the reduced light. Okay, think about that. They just come out of operation. Okay, you want to give it extra care. Okay, put it aside. Let's do another one. Okay, here's another one. Okay, another multi-floor, just down flower, and just perfect time to do this, to repot. This should have actually, this one here could have been done earlier. A little bit big for me. Okay, let's see how this one doing. This is another multi-floor. This is a Nita hybrid. So perfect. I had to repot in this year. If I did not do repotting this year, it will be like this one, because the root. Okay, so this is the timing is very important. Okay, if you live in Florida, start do all your repotting if with a good root like this, because Florida get hot right about after Easter, about May. You want to get them all repotted as soon as before your hot summer and sticky rain season. Okay, you can tell the root is actually push themselves up now. So instead of 1 inch below, they actually very difficult to water, because everything you water them, the constant from outside. Okay, so this is actually they have been pushing themselves out already. And you also can tell this is the older leaf. This is about 5 years old. They take 5 years to flower. This is 5 years old. The 5-year-old is started to thinness. Okay, that's okay. That's part of the natural growth cycle. See, much better root system. You see here? They are much healthier. I even have a good root tip here. See, this is a good. This is very good. Okay. The bark it's not all bad yet, and I'm very happy. I'm very pleased with this one here. So this is very good. See, you still have very good root system here. Voila! You see, this open space, everything drained from the side. So there's no rotted root here. Okay, very nice. It's up to you. If you like it, you can also put some normal 2-in-1 Kiki paste in here for more extra, giving an extra boost. But it's not necessary. But I still need to go through them and make sure we clean up. There's some of the older root here. Okay, make sure these are firm. Very good. See the nice root tip here. Perfect, perfect. And this is why this plant, the leaf wasn't kaput, because they have good root system to support the leaf and the flower earlier. Okay. Then, again, we're going to disinfect in the Physan solution. And this smells wonderful. Now I'm actually rinse off all the It's
So
not.
that little white speck is actually the root tip.
This is the root tip.
That's the only part that's white. All the rest of it is
Yeah.
always going to be brown.
We had constantly had customer and complain that my paphiopedilum or the root is die because they think that they are Phalaenopsis. Not everything had to be that Phalaenopsis had grown succulent root is green. No, paphiopedilum they are terrestrial orchid. So and the bark is brown, so they're going to be this color. Okay. Physan, and then make it dry. Now this one here, I am going to do. This is actually good for a 6-inch pot now. You have a choice of using this or this. Okay. And see, that one is a very, very desirable plant. At my nursery, if you see me put it in here, that means it's my collection. So
That's the one we want to take.
yes. Okay. And also this is also give you a nice. Personally, I wish I can. I started looking for some of the plastic pot that give you the long cylinder. There's two choice. You can use this. It's okay, but I usually prefer to have a long cylinder, long like this, because that's really good for the root system. They drain much better. Okay. So I'm not going to do any trimming here because everything is nice and firm. Okay. All you have to do is perfect. Situate it. Then I'm going to have good 2 inches here. And this is why you work with the fine mix. The fine mix and the bamboo charcoal, they will just fall into it. And this size of pot, now with orchid bark and the paphiopedilum, especially paphiopedilum, they like to smaller the always right down. I never like to have overpop my path. Okay, remember my water here is not ideal. Okay, we use tap water, so it's not like some nursery use nothing but our water. So I want to make sure they have good drainage. Okay. And very easy on this one here. It's just usually just tape on the side and let them fall a little bit and press. And put a label back there and put them aside. Okay, how are we doing so far? Are you having fun? I actually love repotting orchid because really, you can really get close and personal with your orchid and make a mess. Okay. What's the next candidate? Okay. See, I've been going to the nursery and pick up this. Okay. How about this one here? Repot or not repot? Repot, huh? Okay, where's my trash bin? Okay, right here. Okay. Again, this is the multi-year type. Okay, even though it's in flower, you can just tell by the leaf. Okay, the leaf is not. Okay, I'm not. You never sit a dirty pot on the fresh mix. Always put it in a clean pot. You notice the leaf color is not shiny. They kind of dull. Okay. And not only that, this happened. They have previous flower, so I'm gonna cut this off. Okay, this is why a lot of time Jamie come back and always get a lot of cut flower for her house. Okay, not bad, but a lot of the time orchid bark, good for 2 years. When you see this, can you do a focus on this? You see the white mold in there? That is a fungi. Okay, so the mold, the bark is already starting to decompose. Okay, so that is not a good environment for your root system. The Paphiopedilum, the root is very sensitive. You do not want to put your feet in the mix like this, don't you? All right. Okay. Now this is when you start doing clean up all this old leaf. I only remove the one that is browns. Okay. This here, I know it's going to dry off, but I'm not going to remove it. Do not remove it. That if I remove it here, yes I can, but I'm going to show you why. Once I remove it here, whether you cut it or not, you're going to have create a cut surface. A cut surface that also give infection. Okay, if you work in a hospital, you will know about infection. Okay, we want to reduce that. So this is why, okay, Physan solution, and then, okay, so the Physan solution, a tablespoon per gallon, I can easily do 10 pot, 10 plant. Okay, as long as you use it within the next couple hours. If you go to lunch, take your Indian break, come back, it's better to make up a fresh pot. The Physan is very, it's only about a couple cents, maybe 5 cents. Okay. Now, I'm not gonna go back to the old pot, but I have some new one on the side. Huh, okay. This is good. I like the taller pot. There's plenty of roots here. So this is the one of the previous flower. So they always flower from on the new growth. So you always want to put the old one closer to the edge. Okay, that way you give some space for the new growth. Tap, tap, tap. Come back here to do the side. Very nice. Okay, tap, tap. Use your fingers. Let them go inside. Notice that I only tap, push only the side only. I do not try to push the middle. Okay, that way I don't create any pressure or possible wound or break the root, the spike. And then again, we do this on for the mouse too. Put the forefinger down for a couple of seconds, as long as it didn't fall off, and that will be okay. Okay, then do not water, then put it with all the rest of them together. Okay. So we always have 2 buckets, the dirty one and the bad one, and I'm gonna rinse my hand. You can also work your glove, but always try to use the Physan in between plant. Okay, what about these? Okay, here's another one. The miniature one. Okay, here's one of the Charlevoixia hybrid. It's called Captain. All my Captain. It's King Charles hybrid. The flower is all entire, and they do flower twice a year. So they already have a nice new growth coming up. So by cutting them back, then now this is a situation that you have to decide whether to repot them or not. But for the miniature type, I think I like to, after inspection, I think the bark mix is still good. The leaf is nice and perky and clean. So I actually can leave this alone because it's gonna flower from here pretty soon. So if I repot it right now, I might, this grow is gonna flower in about 2 months. So, and the bark is good. Okay, so I don't.
If you repot it right now, would it delay the flowering?
Yes, you would delay the flower, and sometimes even if the root did not recover, the flower bud come out, they might burst it. That's why I cause the burst it, because obviously there's not enough good root system to support the flower. This is why sometimes the root flower come out, or the phalaenopsis, for example, the flower bud will burst it. That usually either too cold or the root is always think about the root first. Okay, so I'm going to leave this alone because this is a miniature, and the bark is very good. It did not have the mold. It did not have any the false order. So you don't have to repot everything, especially the miniature one. Okay, I'm going to put it back.
Another question
Mm-hmm.
is, do all paps have to be repotted once a year?
No, no. There are some people think that the only people you do repot once a year is when you have a very bad water. But in Orange County, if you in Orange County, there's salt, for example. Their water has 600 parts per million of salt, so their pollen mix tend to build up a lot. So that's just why when we talk about watering, we always do double water. We constantly leaching out the bad stuff, and because remember we use a Physan solution, a teaspoon per gallon, a Physan solution that is a teaspoon per gallon once a month as a drench. So it actually cut down on the mold or the fungi in the root area that can decompose the bark. Okay, so if you do this, follow my schedule, you can actually make your pollen mix last longer and a better root system. Okay, and how about this? Complex. Okay, repot or not? What do you think? Repot or not? Huh? This particular one, I'm going to repot. I said repot because this is one of the. This is the flower style, what we call the British style, the Winston Churchill style. In England, very different. The breeding is very different than the American. American type complex, they like it flat. Okay, remember what my session on the complex path? In the England, or in Japan too. This is a perfect example of the old style of judging. They like it. They actually do not mind the petal like this, because if you have face on, the actually is a perfect circle. Okay, so this is one of the one I select that I'm gonna keep for next year. Okay, and frankly, it has been open for over 2 months already. It's okay, and you see the cynic here. I know the root is getting higher. So here's another cut flower. See, this is why it's okay. Do not feel bad to cut the flower, because you still can a fresh cut like this. You still can get good 2 weeks out of this. Okay. So I'm not, even though this is it will be yellow, but I'm not going to do any cutting or pulling. Okay. Remember, do not create any wound for possible or infection. Okay. So they just do the natural do their own thing. Tree, the leaves turn yellow before they fall off. They're sending back our energy to the plant. Okay. You see? Not bad. But if I don't repot them, the bark, this has been the bark. This is probably a good 2 years haven't been repot. So this is why you see a lot of this all decomposed root here. Aha. You see here? Okay. So sometimes you're gonna get some moss growing on the top. Okay. All this soft root, you do want to remove them. So after you clean them, see, this is not good. You do not want to have this to go back to your new fresh bark. Okay, so this is the vascular system. This is the vascular in the root that pick up, transport the water and nutrients. I want to cut this off because if you don't cut them off, they're gonna be decomposed too. Okay. Again, Physan solution disinfects, and then mega dry. I love mega dry. Okay. Then you're going to do a tap. See, I do not have a lot of root. Then you do a tap of this 2-in-1 Kiki paste and put some in the center here.
We're gonna get some.
Huh? Okay. Jeff, you know the refrigerator, right? Wait, Jamie, hide this. Okay. Okay. Giving a good dose of it in the crown, in the basal here. Okay. Then the next question is what size of pot? Okay. Standard size. I like this square pot, rectangular. Again, just push the root down. Okay, do not force them. Okay, again, the one have flower. Remember, they always flower on the newest growth, which is from here. And this is the very good perfect size because they're gonna have. Oh, one thing I forgot. You see the new growth here? The reason we do new growth this size, because the new shoot come out like this, they're also going to give a lot of new root here. So this is actually a good stage on your 2-in-1 Kiki paste. Okay, because they have carnitine in there and also oxygen. So you put some at the new growth base. Okay, this is actually going to encourage more root to come out from the new shoot also. So my 2-in-1 Kiki paste is actually not like the old Kiki paste that is for making Kiki on the Phalaenopsis. This is actually because the natural carnitine that we get from the corn is actually does a wonderful for the orchid. And you can actually use it for African violet. Anything that is live except silk. All right, just tap the tap. You want to make sure if it's too much, you want to make sure you still have good couple inches on the top. So that way, when you water them, the water is on the pollen mix not going to come up. Take it up like this. Okay. Don't worry. As the root grow, they're going to push themselves up. Okay. Now, I did not remove this. That's okay because they will do their own thing. So when the plant actually goes thinness and dry out, they will actually detach themselves. And where they detach themselves, there's no wound on them. Okay? Make sure you put the label back. And I usually like to put a label, the writing, facing this side. So when you put it that way, when I'm facing this, this is the front. This is the front side of the orchid. You can see the label too. Okay. All right. Another one. Okay. Some of you have Rothschild Darianum. Okay. The Rothschild Darianum like this. Okay. It's okay. It's also possible a sign of underwater. Oh, frankly, this is actually very old leaf. And one of the possibility for they're not disease, Rothschild Darianum, when they're in flower, when the big plant like this, they need a lot of water. So the reason they come out like this right now, I think at one point they probably got to a little bit of dry side. It's not a disease, but what I usually do, but this plant also do not need water, do not need any repotting because bark is good. They got repotted last year. Okay, so if that happens on the Rothschild Darianum, all you can do is just remove. It's okay, remove the older leaf. Okay, so what this does is the plant and this has been flower for about almost 6-8 weeks now. I'm gonna cut them off. By cutting them off right now, you're gonna the plant will become from the flowering in physiology from flowering stage, because all the energy is on here to support the flower. Then they're gonna trigger the plant to go to vegetative stage, which means they're gonna new shoot come out. So when the next time you spray Mega Dry or fertilizer, especially Mega Dry, they are in their what we call the vegetative stage. Then Mega Dry, the enzyme is going to trigger, telling plant that okay, we need more oxygen for new shoot and root. The plant is going to trigger the production of oxygen themselves in this vegetative stage, and this is what Physan does a wonderful. They're not forcing the plant to do their own, to do a particular purpose, but they just whatever the plant need at that stage, whether it's flowering or the vegetative stage, you're going to encourage the plant to produce their own hormone to support that stage. Okay, the perfect example. We're going to do this. Remember now, by cutting them this stage, I'm actually getting saving the plant because this is the first bloom seeding, only has 3 flowers. By next year, I'm actually getting the head start on vegetative stage. But next year, I'm giving the head start. It's going to have 5 flowers, 5 flowers, and minimum. If I take care well, fertilizer, normal organic food, instead of 1 shoot, I might get 2 shoot. So you can have more. You have 2 growth coming up next year. Okay, and the mix is okay. You do an inspection. There's enough root to hold the pot. Okay, if the root is not good, everything just fall out already. So this is good. Okay. Are we having fun yet? Okay.
Lane is asking, do you ever grow these in clear plastic?
Yes, I do. I do. But I do not like to grow clear pot in a clear pot. Clear. You know why? Especially if you live in Florida, don't do that because the clear pot gets really hot into the root area. Okay, clear pot only good if you are in Northeast, Northwest, Seattle. Okay. In California, I don't like to do clear pot because we get hot here. Remember, the clear pot also get a lot of light. And Paphiopedilum is not epiphyte. They epiphyte like Phalaenopsis. The root is exposed to sun, so they can do photosynthesis. Paphiopedilum are terrestrial orchid type. They actually shy away from the light. Okay. The only time I do clear pot is some occasion that I do moss. Okay, but the moss in paph is not for beginner. I will show you. Okay. Okay. We at our retail, we are very busy. Our retail nursery, uh, we do repotting service, and these are the two plants that actually showed up at our nursery today. And I said, this is dead. This is dead on arrival. Okay, I told him there's nothing I can do here. Okay, but I said this one I probably can save it. Okay, so what? At our repotting service, we charge by the pot, and then we don't give it to them right away. What we do is we put in what we call a spot. Okay, we call in about a month after everything's fine, and then the client come pick it up themselves. So this is perfect timing because obviously this is not our mix. Okay. You see what's wrong with this mix? It just bark. It's so heavy. Okay. There's not much perlite. There's not much air, and when they hold too much water, look at the root here. Ugh. Ugh. We usually had a customer sign a content that with possible the plant die is it, there's not so much we can do. Okay, like this one here, it's totally gone. Okay, I don't even trouble with it. Just trust it. I'm gonna use the Physan solution as a rinse. You can also use if you have alcohol spray, you can spray the alcohol on your hand too. Whew. See, this is this is a green Maldiae type. Okay, you can tell there's no root here, so the root, there's no root, so they're not actually putting out all the nutrient. They're not root. It's amazing the plant not even dead yet, but it will die if it did not got repot. You can see there's no chlorophyll here anymore. Okay, so yes, we can do. I think I can save this one. And then I'm gonna let it sit. I'm gonna let it sit in the mega dry for at least a minute. So we're gonna let it sit because situation like this, just let it sit in the mega dry for minimum a couple minutes. So let the plant really absorb everything in there, and we can come back to that. Okay, here's a good example of the micranthum. Remember that? The micranthum. Okay, this is very good, but it needs to be repot. Okay, so we're gonna come back to this, and this one here. Okay. Now this one is definitely need. This is why I have this when I at the nursery. I put it in my pocket because you never know you're gonna use it. Good chunk here. I'm gonna all over place at the base. Okay, when we use another, always use the clean tips so you don't contaminate. Okay, yeah, don't be thrifty on this. Okay, now this different is going to go back to the small pot. This side, okay. Then since they had not much root there, I'm going to use the styrofoam peanut because I don't want to have to take out some. Because if you have the moss, you have the bark all the way down, might be too much moss in there. So I'm going to put some styrofoam peanut there. Okay, that way. And since I do not know which is the new growth going to come up, so I'm going to just put it right in the center of the pot. Okay, because we do not know where the new shoot gonna come out yet. Situation. Okay. See, every situation is unique. Aha, good. I already tell. See how the after the mega dry soak, just leave it here. They will detach themselves. The green, it already showed a very nice green already. Okay, we'll put this aside. Okay, a couple of weeks ago, I think one of the sessions, remember I showed you about crown rot? Remember? Okay, this is the case we did, I think we did that 2 sessions ago. Okay, this is the crown, when I did the how to grow Maldiai type. Remember, we have the crown rot on this. So what we did before, I'm gonna repeat this again to make sure there's no reinfection. Well, this is what we did before. When you have crown rot, that is not, because I still have green leaf, that can save the plant. This one here is a goner. There's not even a green leaf here, okay? So we can put Physan back there again. Then, see, what Physan did a couple of weeks ago is to kill any of the apical meristem here. And then during this week, we spray mega dry. We also let the pollen media on the drier side. Okay, so I just make a little bit push because this is a nice new root coming up here now. Okay, I'm gonna give you the help. Okay, a good 2-in-1. Put it at the base of your new shoot. That way, we want to make sure they have a nice, strong root system coming up. And then fill them back, and spray the Physan every week, and leave it on the dry side. We put it in the dark area. We put it on the side, and here, huh? Oh, mega dry, yeah. And here's another one that we did before. This is the one. This is another very, very desirable. This is the species Paphiopedilum Orchids. Okay, a conservation. I do not want to leave the plant. And actually, what we did before, I think I stopped it already. We did the Physan before to kill the fungi, and I'm going to repeat this again. Again, Physan on the center. Okay. We do this every 2 weeks. Measure. So it's the crown rot already started. Okay. After it all sink in, then now this week, in between I also spray mega dry on the leaf. So this is why the leaf is still side. Having the green leaf still attached is very essential because I still put in there's an apical meristem down there. It's way down there. Okay, apical meristem is the growing tips. Okay, this is one of them. Remember, this is one of the Doratids Pochorima. All I had before was this, just root, but now you have 2 new shoots coming up. Okay. Now this week, I'm actually going to put the 2-in-1 Kiki paste on the side. Okay, on the side, and also in the center too. Okay, that way when next time we mix them or make a dry them, they're actually going to absorb them better. So then we put this aside. I think we've been putting here for several weeks already, and this is the one we did before. Okay, I have a make a dry here. I'm going to make it dry again, and wow, set them aside. Okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, okay. Yes, in general, we do not grow orchid in clear pot. Okay, But the only time I use clay pot like this is when I go in moss. The moss is not for beginner, okay? This is a trial I did. This is the Repotting Paphiopedilum. It's not for everybody because you can do moss only if, first of all, my water in Southern California is very, very alkaline. The water, the tap water is about 8.5. Okay, so if you have an acid water in your area, okay, you can always get a water report, pH. Do not use moss. Moss is good in a way that this is the perfect example. This is one of the plants that we imported from overseas, okay, and when they arrive by Beirut, it's very hard to, it's very dry. When they Beirut, you know, the only way to import orchid, like for even Paphiopedilum, we had to get it from a certified nursery, and they have a CITE, meaning that they a documentation from their country that they're not jungle collected. You can't even get jungle anywhere. But so these are nursery grown. But when they bear root, they usually put some moss in the root area or sort of padding. But they still kind of stressed because the distance in travel. This is from 3 years ago. So this is actually in this moss for 3 years. It's holding too much water now. Okay, see here? They're not even drying out. But it had done the purpose of survival. Look at this. It's a very, very nice one. Strength. This is actually from Japan. Okay. And the nice about moss, about Paphiopedilum, most of Paphiopedilum, especially you can actually repot. If a healthy root like this, you can repot it any time of the year. This one here, I'm going to repot them today, even though the flowers still fresh. The flower just opened about 2-3 weeks ago. But if I don't, I'm just afraid if I don't repot it now, after the flower finish in 2-3 months, I'm going to lose a lot of good root here. So this is, and you see here, ooh, a lot of algae. That's another disadvantage of using the clay pot and the moss, because the light goes through and the algae build up. Okay, trash. So the easiest way to see if the root's good, this is very amazing root system. See here? Every root is so nice and firm. There's no decay. Perfect timing. Okay. I'll clean up a little bit all the dirty stuff here. Okay. The rough doesn't put up a lot of root a year, so here is a perfect timing, the staging, to put more Kiki paste at the base. That way I'm going to make sure I'm going to have a really nice robust root system for this growth, because this growth is going to be the one that flower next year. Okay, and this is a beautiful, usually on the Repotting, on the first bloom, they are about 3 flowers. That's a general rule. They get better as they mature. By second year, they are going to have 5 flowers on them. And this is a beautiful plant. Okay, so this is the shoot here, and I think I'm gonna do it this way. This is the base, the back side. I'm gonna put this as the front. That way the shoot will come out this way. I'm not going to over pollen. Because I'm going to go back. Okay. they kind of fall into places. And this one is one of the one that I will probably save it for next year. Okay, this has a beautiful dorsal cover, big dorsal. And I know next year some of the show is going to reopen in California, and this is always a welcome in any orchid show next year. Okay, so this is the new growth here. So this is the back side. So now I'm making this one a new growth. Okay, even though the flower is facing me, but I want to have the new growth is you're gonna follow the light and go up this way. Roger, do you have one at home yet? You want to take this one home? Okay, Roger is so nice, my in-law, cameraman. Okay, Jeff, you have one yet? Long you one. By the way, a lot of people, if you go in multi-floor, Jeff have a new light, and everybody, even my customer in Reno, once he's installed his light, Jeff light, all his multi-floor are in flower. Okay, I think there was Joseph Chen. Huh? No, I don't have, because this is fresh. Everything is good. I got a nice new, the leaf is perky, the root is fine, and they can support the flower. And besides, the flower is just freshly open. Okay, this is a perfect example. I do not have to cut off the flower because plant is strong enough. Okay, so I think I covered everything. Okay, so this is everything. It's case by case. You look at every plant. This plant, which one to repot? This one, you can wait because you don't have a lot of time. This is actually a complex Paphiopedilum, and they will flower in this size this coming winter. But this one here, you better repot it right away this year. Otherwise, the pot you're going to look at the same hybrid, same size. The root system, I don't even need to bare root, and the root system is gone. It's decaying already. So observe your plant and talk to them, and they're going to show you the benefit. A lot of time, but by the time you put all your repotted area, repotted plant in a basket, and that's what I usually do. Okay, I'm going to put this section here in a separate area of your greenhouse. Okay, will be reduced light. Make sure, sometimes if you have a greenhouse, you can put it under the bench. Just make sure there's no water from the top. Give them less light, and do not water for the first 7 days. You can actually mix them, or the best part is make it dry at least once a week. Okay. Alrighty. So I thank you everybody for your attention, and I hope everybody learned a lot about repotting Paphiopedilum. All right. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.